If you look here behind me in a moment, you'll see where the coal ash has been dropped for us to drop the tomato waste on, and also to stop bogging around gates and things. And Tamsin, if you look around the edge of that on the downstream side there, you can see how the clover's loving it. Whatever nutrients are coming out of that ash is suiting that pasture there really well. And under the soil, I found out of Elaine's work, you know, Elaine's description of a plant there and its roots having that effect there, then the fungal things are out here somewhere that are feeding back and forwards. You know, the fungal addition to our biology to feed and interact with a plant is incredible. And where those interactions are happening, where those conversions are, or those transferals are happening from the plant to the feeding the root tips, you've got the microbes going crazy there. And we know that if we put, this is a good example while I'm talking about it, I'm putting biochar in there with molasses and a multi-min block, and you can see what they've left. You know, that was black molasses and biochar, but you know that they go crazy. That has a number of effects. It's got the sugars always drive the microbes anyway, but the carboniferous stuff in there with the biochar is actually lowering some of the methane production. But the really interesting stuff for me beyond all that is when this goes through the dung beetle, from the dung down to deep root zones, the plants are actually going gangbusters. Wow. And when we see some of those bright spots around, I'm saying that's probably dung, but it's probably more than dung. It's probably the biochar and the dung beetle and the whole deal, you know. Yeah, it's a lovely little spin on some of the stuff we've got if we start using it instead of poisoning it, sort of thing, you know. Yeah. And working with it. And if you look up this fence, this is the best example in a minute. This fence here will show you how well those trees are coming through the fence on me. We could probably get to a stage, Tamsin, where I pulled the fence down and put it back in over on the boundary again, you know, and let the cattle graze in under it. Yeah, yeah. But I've got to wait till they get up above where they can hurt them. They're coming out, I think there's two behind us, they're now coming out over the road here. And I don't need them coming out all over the paddock, but I want to, and these corridors I'm talking about, the corridors to carry the bear through me and keep on going to other people, you know. So if we get some management, some incentives, some thinking, some cooperation, we can all do these things and still have our places in our production, you know. Yeah. This is lovely in the corner here where this stuff's really starting to just be where the, oh dear. I know he's never going to win that.
He's not even trying.
He gave up pretty easy, didn't he? See, the trees are this far out now. Yeah. And that's only, you know, after 3 years of drought. Imagine in 10 years' time what that'll all look like. It's sort of 2 years of good seasons has done that.
Well, that's it. When the conditions are right, boom, everything just explodes here, doesn't it?
Yep. This paddock's coming along nicely. It's starting to do sort of things I'd like to see. It's got
I don't think I've ever seen this much clover in Australia.
No, it's beautiful. When I got here, this paddock had see this big guy here. This is one of the big grasses. See the big broadleaf fella, not the little spiky one, the other one. That's Phalaris or Cocksfoot or one of those. And when I got here, they were only up on the top of the paddock here. Now they're down to the next fence, and that's the description. See that big fella there? There's a little clump of it all around there. That's what you were saying a while ago when you put something up the top and it percolated its way down. Yeah. You don't have to spend a huge amount of money. You just got to get the basics right, and the rest, nature will do the rest for you. Yeah. If you're wanting to rush the whole thing, it's not going to rush faster than you fix that soil up. Yeah. And because that's using the mentality of going back and using too much of artificial input. And unfortunately, the artificial input is killing some of your workforce, so it's a waste of time, really. You know, it's sort of here. You can see these big guys here. See them all through the They're pretty well all over this paddock now.
And they've been eaten, actually.
Yeah, oh, definitely, yeah.
So they're the palatable ones.
Well, palatable is a good term to have a look at. Is palatable because the roots are deeper, accessing minerals that are missing. You know, it's sort of, if palatable is higher Brix, do you mess around with Brix at all?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Well, you know the chart, and you know Carrie Rams, and you know Callahan, the people behind a lot of it. They always said that the negative side from conventional soil science will say Brix doesn't mean a bloody thing, it's only measuring sugars. But they were very quick to point out that Brix is not just sugars. If you mix up a sugary solution of water, it's a very straight cut-off. You know, it's blue there and it's white there, sort of thing. You know, but if you use a very highly nutritious high Brix plant, it's so blurry you're flat out seeing the blue and white, and it's hard to find where the line is. But when you work out the line is high, you know you're onto something. Now the fact that those plants are much more drought resilient because they're frost resilient. Big thing in this country, the sugary solutions in the plant don't freeze as quickly.
Yeah.
And something else about if they're high Brix, the chances are the roots are deep, so they got more drought resilience. You know, they're sort of a lot better that way as well. So I'm a big fan of Brix.
Yeah, me too.
And I've tried to get a lot of people interested in it and keeping an eye on it. And I've only just learnt not long ago about the frost resilient side of it.